If you're someone who just like wants to make more money, you want to have this relationship that feels authentic, that you're not having to self-abandon in any way. It feels so in alignment with who you are. You're able to show up completely as yourself. And if you have a tendency to settle and to not go after the things that you want, you know you're not going after the things that you want if if you have this like nagging voice that's searching for something better. When you are really in, like for instance, I'll just give you an example. I am living right now in my dream home. I have been dreaming of this place for decades. I can see the ocean from my window. It's right there. When I get off of work today, because this is my very last week of being an art teacher out of school, and then I will be transitioning into a full-time artist coach. I'm already part-time doing that, but I'm going to be transitioning into full-time. But when I get off of work today, I will go out my gate and I will go to the ocean and I will go for a walk. And it's just amazing. I absolutely love where I live. It's breezy, it's beautiful. It's on Oahu, on the island of Oahu. And this was something that felt like it could never happen for me, ever. There's no way I could ever be a person who lives in Oahu. Oh, it's too expensive. I'd never be able to afford it. I could never have something like that. I have to just settle, you know? But I took a leap of faith when I was 44 years old, because I just turned 50. How many days ago? 4 days ago. I just turned 50 4 days ago. When I was 44, I took a leap of faith and I was like, why can't I move to Hawaii? Why? Why can't I? Like, why can't I buy a one-way ticket? Like, I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything lined up. I mean, I had a place to live, and thankfully the place that dropped in my lap was a place that was only $800 a month. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm paying like $1,200 a month in Oakland, California. So I will like be saving money essentially if I move to Hawaii and I only pay $800 a month. It just made sense to me. The math made sense to me. I wanted to move to Hawaii, so I did. And it's all worked out. So if you're someone who feels like you can't like really tell that story, or you'd love to be able to tell that story in terms of like where you live, how much money you're making, what you're doing for a living, the relationship that you have, I understand. There are some things in my life where I feel, wow, this is authentic. This is fully freaking me. I'm so grateful. I freaking live in my dream location. I live in my dream home, but I don't have my dream relationship. I've come pretty freaking close, but I don't have my dream relationship yet, because what I know about the way the nervous system works, and about desire, and about shame, and about our brains and past trauma and all these things, is that I'm inching my way to be able to hold the space, to be able to hold the identity as a woman who has everything she wants. Because when I was little, if I succeeded, when I got the lead role in a play, I felt the other girls being jealous. I felt ashamed for even wanting to have the lead role in a play. Like, how dare I want to shine in front of a bunch of people? What would that mean about me? Oh, I'm not humble. Oh, I'm not very, like, I'm conceited. You know, all these things that became part of my identity, that like, oh, I know what I need to do. I need to be the good girl, the quiet one, the one that doesn't ask for too much. I need to just always be giving to others, and then I'll be loved. I'll be accepted in that space. And so we have to bring awareness into parts of our personality and parts of who we are in our identity, and everyone's so different. But to recognize if we're always just chasing the next thing, if we're chasing after a man, we're chasing after attention, we're chasing after a job, we're chasing, but we're never actually getting. So chasing is not necessarily the problem. It's not the chasing that's the problem. It's that we're so wanting to become that thing that we think that we want in the future that's going to give us happiness. So like, for instance, if I only can become chosen by that guy, then I will finally feel like I'm worthy. So I'm placing my worth, I'm placing my validation, I'm placing my acceptance into a future identity of myself that is chosen by a person over there. And right now, the person who's, not chosen, who doesn't have a guy, she's not worthy. She will only be worthy when the man chooses her. So basically, I have stepped outside of the present moment and I have placed my happiness way over there. But that's going to constantly have me be in a place of always feeling like right here's not good. We want this right here to feel good. We don't want to constantly be placing something outside of ourself. And my story is that I chased men. I looked to them for approval. I for validation, for my worth, for everything. I was constantly trying to be skinnier, prettier, better. If only I could be funnier, trying so hard to be like that girl because that girl's athletic, so I should be athletic, and then that guy would like me. Or I know if I become a tattoo artist, then I'll be sexy and edgy, and those guys will really like me if I become a tattoo artist. So I went to extreme. I went and bought a tattoo machine and tattooed my whole body. I mean, I do things pretty extreme. And like, I sometimes look at my tattoos and I'm like, oh my God, why did you do this? It's okay. It's part of my story. My story is literally written on my body. I tattooed myself. But when I say that I chased after things externally, I was addicted to becoming this thing that I wished that I could become, because when I become that thing, then I'll be happy. Then I'll feel the feelings that I really want to feel essentially right now, which is that I've landed in my body. So if you're constantly saying like, when I lose the weight, when I meet someone, when I make more money, when I finally become more confident, when I finally heal enough, when I finally can relax, that is when I will be happy. That's when I'm going to finally do the thing. That's when I'll finally go start dating. That's when I'll finally, make the YouTube video. It's like, we have to be able to do things imperfectly right now. We have to be able to say, the version of me right now that is the way that I am right now is beautiful, and find your identity in who God created you to be through acceptance and accepting who you are right now. Because the more that you can land fully, like land within this moment, in the present moment, in your body, and accept yourself, because everything is an inside job. Everything is inside. If you're looking for love out there, you gotta first find it in here. If you're looking for approval out there, you gotta first find it in here. If you're looking for success out there, you gotta find success within yourself. What is success? Peace, integration, integrity, living in integrity, feeling like you are living as your authentic self, and you're going about your day and you are treating yourself with kindness and respect. And that to me is success. And the more that you're able to do that, the more you're going to find success, love, happiness, money, abundance out there. Everything is a reflection of what's going on here. So if you're constantly like falling in love with like potential, because that's what I did, oh my God, I would just see the potential in every single person. And I would like, not only did I do this with guys, but I also did this with like multiple Instagram accounts, multiple YouTube accounts, multiple versions of my website and my business. And I've gone through, I'm not even kidding, probably over 500 iterations of my branding and my banners. And like, it's unreal to the extreme of how many times I have switched and changed, like almost on the hour, and just looking for that perfect thing, that perfect version of myself that I would be okay with. And it was always like that I never felt okay with who I was here. I wanted my nervous system to feel some semblance of safety by creating some future idealistic version of my business or a person. And it was a fantasy that of perfection, because I didn't want reality, because I didn't accept reality. So I don't know if any of that makes sense. But what we need to do is we need to heal our identity, because when we know who we are, when we come back to the truth of who we are, how God created us to be, God created us as children who are made in his image, and we are powerful beyond measure. We are all creative. We are all artists. We are all able to manifest, create powerfully, like powerfully. When we come back to the fact that we're beloved, that we're chosen, that we're known, that we're seen, that we're understood, that God thinks of us constantly all day. He showers his love upon us all the time. He forgives us, loves us. His mercy pours out. That God just has so much compassion, relentless compassion. It makes us less apt to want to hide or to feel shame or to be able to come to God and say, wow, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I tried to cut corners. I don't know why I shrunk. I don't know why I hid. I don't know why I stole something. I don't know why I got fearful. I don't know why I was acting out of lack or scarcity, and that didn't feel good. I don't want to do that anymore. God, please help me. Please help me to see that I'm your child. Please help me to see that I don't have to do that I don't have to be a pauper. I don't have to be a slave, that I am your part of your royal kingdom. I am part of an heir to your kingdom, heaven, and you're bringing heaven here on earth. Help me to live that way. Help me to remember how you intended for your children to live, walking with you, like trusting you, God, trusting your provision, your guidance, that you would never lead me into anything bad, that you would only ever lead me into the greener pastures. And your plan is always better than my plan. Your plan is good. You always want what is best for me, even if sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but you want the long-term good for me. You want the long-term satisfaction, because God, you know how dopamine works. You know how if we get things too quickly, we don't actually appreciate them, and we won't have the utmost gratitude for them, and we'll even sometimes just be ungrateful, because that's just kind of our nature. Like when we really come back to truly accepting who we are as humans and almost can like laugh about it. I mean, some of the things that make us human are not funny, because there are some really horrible things that happen on this planet. But when we come back to our true identity of knowing who we are, then we can stop exhausting ourselves and trying to spend our entire life becoming something other than what God created us to be. And I have a huge story of this. You know, when I was a little girl, I so wanted to be like one of the cool girls who played field hockey and soccer and softball, because I was not athletic at all. I had no self-confidence whatsoever. And I didn't accept the fact that I was more of an artsy girl, and I was the drama girl. I was always in school plays and in chorus. I was like a dorky girl. I had permed hair. I had really big giant glasses. I felt super awkward, and I really didn't accept who I was. I didn't accept that I was bubbly and positive and vivacious and fun and colorful and a little bit weird and quirky and quiet and shy, and I didn't want to be how I was. I didn't want to feel plain. I didn't want to feel like I was a 7 and not a 10, whereas all these other girls were 10s. And the reason why I say that is because in my school we used to literally actually rate each other in a book. I mean, it's like, oh, talk about like scarring kids when they're little. I didn't have the correct tools to be able to manage my emotions around being rated, and sometimes being rated only a 7 or an 8. And especially this boy I really liked, and he rated all these other girls as a 10, and I was not a 10, and I so badly wanted to be a 10. And so that really played out for decades after, of me constantly, without really realizing it, subconsciously, sometimes even consciously, trying so hard to be a 10. For what reason? To try to be loved, to try to be accepted by this thing over here, me thinking that if I have this thing over here, if this person over here would choose me, would like me, then somehow I would finally feel worthy, I'd feel loved, I'd feel accepted. So I was always placing it outside myself, and I was never actually landing fully in my body and feeling my worth and spending time there, spending ample time there. Not just, okay, I felt it, and then move on. No, just spending time doing nothing, just basking in the fact that you're a child of God, you're loved, you're beloved. What does that feel like in your body? Just breathe it in. I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. God, I can feel it. God, help me spiritually to understand this. Not with my mind, but like with my spirit. Help me to spiritually understand this. Help me to look for it. Help me to see it. Help me to just look for it in a different way other than the worldly way, the way that I've been taught to look for my worth in, you know, all these external things. And, you know, I've been working out a lot lately. I've been going to the gym as I, you know, turned 50. And I knew that when I reached my 50th birthday, I really wanted to feel in my best shape. I just wanted to feel really good about myself. And what I know today is that my self-esteem and my self-confidence comes from the fact that I do things throughout my day, small things, big things, that make me feel good about myself. I follow through on what I say I'm going to do. I make promises to myself and I follow through on those. I don't continue to say, oh, don't do that, and then I do it. I say I'm going to go to the gym and I go. I work out and I connect my mind to my muscles while I'm working out, and I think about how I'm creating these beautiful muscles in my body that are holding up this frame that God created, and I get to take care of this body that God has used as a vessel that can help other people. And it used to be that when I went to the gym, all I did was think about, does that guy like me? And oh my God, I wish that guy liked me. How come that guy doesn't like me? That girl's so much prettier than me. My mind was not on my own body. It was not on my own muscles and trying to create my muscles. And so I spent my life just focusing on external things. And so going back to me taking actions today that make me feel self-esteem, it's interesting because it's like, yes, I'm focusing on the external, like I'm going to the gym and my body is changing and I'm building muscles, and I am focusing on the external. You know, I love fashion. I do an outfit of the day video every day, and but there's a deeper inner wholeness. There's a feeling that I've landed in my body, so I'm not doing these things from the intention and the space that I used to, which was the constant chasing. And and I want to go back to what I was talking about in the beginning of this video, because I'm a verbal processor. I love talking. My friends all know that. And I go off on tangents, and my friends all know that too. And I don't edit my videos because it doesn't work for me to edit my videos. I spent so many years of my life spending so much time editing my videos to a place where I have injured my body, literally, and I'm in so much pain all the time, and I'm just really trying to heal the stenosis and the crushed discs and all the cervical and thoracic pain that I've caused myself with the osteoporosis, and having come from a lot of addiction in my past and bulimia and all the harm that I did to my body. I'm really trying to be gentle with myself and say, hey, you don't have to be perfect. Do what's going to work for you. You don't have to go with someone else's strategy. Use your own strategy, what's going to work for yourself. And so, yes, I talk, I go over the place, so I want to come back to this letter. So when we don't go after that which we really desire, but we have to really understand, okay, but why are you desiring that thing, right? So how do I want to put this? I used to work, I still work at a school because I'm going to be working there for the next 3 days. But then after that, my position has been terminated because they took all the arts out of the school. They had to make some budget cuts, and they cut art out of the school. I think creativity is essential. I think creativity is not an option. So I don't understand. But arts sometimes, or a lot of the times, the first thing to go. So I will not have a job after 3 days. And you know what? The art teaching job at this school is not really what I desire. It kind of was a year and a half ago when I got the job. It was what I desired. Sort of. There was still this feeling. There was this underlying feeling of like, this isn't exactly what I want. But at the time, it was what I was desiring. So what I want to talk about desires can change. The more that we know who we are, the more that we've landed in our identity, the more that we've done the inner work, we've dismantled the limiting beliefs, we've dismantled any kind of subconscious programming of seeking, validation and worth and all those things outside of ourselves. We've brought more awareness into that. The more that we can have pure desires, because those desires that we have are going to have been distilled in the fire of God, so that they're pure and they're not coming from any kind of lack or anything like that. So when we don't go after what we desire, sometimes the reason why is because our desires are coming from an unhealed place. So there's something inside of us that just kind of knows that. Like, we have really intelligent systems. We have an intelligent nervous system. We have an intelligent body. God gave us emotions and feelings and a body and an intuition and all these things to be able to navigate life and to be able to feel. But oftentimes what happens is we can get really cerebral and really in our head, and we can be living from the past because the body keeps score. So we can be repeating patterns that we sometimes don't even know that we're repeating if we don't bring conscious awareness into this. And this is the work that I do with my Create method with my clients, is I really help them to bring conscious awareness into the space so that they can create a life that they love with intention, and that we can go through and dismantle any kind of resistance or limiting belief, and bringing awareness and accepting ourselves where we are, bringing honesty, willingness, open-mindedness, spirituality, faith, neuroscience, all the modalities out there, journaling, meditation, all these things, nothing dogmatic, nothing rule-oriented, nothing religious. Like, this is all very spirit-led coaching. But I do believe that structures are good, frameworks are good, common sense is good. Anyway, we can distill our desires down to the purity of our desires, and they match, our insides match our outsides, and therefore we can go after that which we desire because everything is on board. We've landed fully in our body. We aren't coming from a place of lack. We aren't looking externally, to have us feel that which we can already feel in this moment, that we are worthy, we're chosen, we're accepted, we're loved. Like, we can create these things from ease and flow, and say, God, I love you, and I know you love me. And you can ask God for whatever it is that you want. Ask and you shall receive. Because when you know who you are, when you know God's character, when you are in awe of God, when you have reverence for God, when you know the beauty, the majesty, the omnipotence, the sovereignty, the unexplainable majesty of God, then your desires are going to come from more of a place of, humility and wholeness and all these things. And so often people won't go after that which they desire because sometimes they don't even understand that their desires are not distilled, or it could be also that they're lacking a sense of self-worth. And everything has a solution. Everything can change. You can teach an old dog new tricks. You can change a pattern. You can change anything, really. Honestly, I really think you can. This is why I love the story of Jesus. If Jesus can rise from the dead, whether you believe it or not, I really do believe that even believing something and having faith in something, having faith in the impossible, can bring about the more energy of the impossibility, of the possibility of the impossible being possible. I think that makes sense. I think if you rewound that and listen to that again, I think that makes sense. So what do you want? Really? What do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, for me, I don't want to work at a school anymore. And I'm not going to be working at this school anymore, because I really honestly think that this is divine intervention. Like, Mandy, I love you. This is God talking. And I know that you love this job, and I know you love it for a lot of reasons, but I have more for you. And this was a great little jumping off platform for you. And now it's time for you to step more into your desire, because you now know more of who you are in me. You know that I love you. This is, again, God talking. And you're able to, because you've been through more and more experiences, you're able to hold more responsibility. You're able to hold more, just more. I'm able to hold more, because I don't think it's smart for people to go from here to here, because it's too much of a jump. Your nervous system is not going to be able to handle that. And then you're going to maybe say, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I messed up again. When really that's not the truth. You're capable. You've always been capable. It's just sometimes we have to take things slowly. We have to just do baby steps and know that life is conspiring to help you to become the person that God created you to be, especially if you want that. And that with little tiny baby steps and little incremental changes, and your nervous system getting on board with these new changes and feeling yourself in a newer identity. Like, for me, it was being able to be a substitute teacher. And then when I got used to that, it was like having my own classroom. And then when I got used to that, it was like, oh, I'm going to hold my own creative workshops with people around the table, about like 10 adults, and I'm going to be the leader of an Artist Way workshop. Okay, now that I've felt that, I've felt myself consistently showing up and doing that, I can hold more and bigger containers. And now that I've proven to myself that I can get up in the morning, I journal every single day, I create my life, I go to the gym, I work out, I'm doing these videos, I'm showing up, I'm allowing myself to be more visible, I'm allowing myself to be more seen, I'm allowing myself to be more authentic. And I had to push through a lot of resistance to do this, because there's a lot that we are afraid of as humans. We're afraid of being visible. We're afraid of being seen for who we really are, like all of it. Like only the perfect parts, only the mask that I think that I'm supposed to wear in order to be accepted. But it's a beautiful thing when we can dismantle all that and we can come to this place where we just don't have to chase after that thing over there, thinking that we're going to be happier over there, because we can be happy right here. So, wow, I bet you there's some nuggets of some really good stuff in this video, and I'd love to hear what stood out for you, what jumped out for you. I do have spaces for one-on-one coaching available. I also have an online space that I've created, and in that space, I upload audios almost on the daily, inspirational audios of what I'm thinking, kind of like a brain dump. And I have some women in that online space. So it's called the Create Collective. My vision for this is to just gather a bunch of like-minded, entrepreneurial, creative souls together, and we can support one another, encourage one another. And I would love for you to join that. And then I also have I also have a monthly call that I'm going to be starting on Zoom. This is going to be like a group coaching call. So if you want to do group coaching, that's available. If you want to do one-on-one coaching, more personalized coaching, that's available. And if you want to be part of the online space, that's available. Here's Dash. You want to come up? Come on. Oh, good puppy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Dash, he's so sweet. Sweetest dog ever. Yeah, so anyway, all that information is in the description box. You can just go to my website, read all of it. Each different container, whether you want personalized coaching or group coaching, it's gonna have everything that is included, like WhatsApp. Like if you wanted to do personalized coaching with me, you could do it where we have a WhatsApp thread that's just you and I, and you can like drop your inspirational moments in there, or if you had any questions, like you can have me sort like we could talk once a week or bi-weekly, but you could have me as an accountability person throughout the week if you needed that. So there's that kind of coaching structure, and I can personalize something to you as well. So anyway, oh my gosh, that was a lot. You can also follow me on Instagram. I am an artist, so I have a lot of stickers. I draw them myself, and they're super fun. I actually cut them myself. I laminate them myself. They're adorable. So I have a whole entire sticker shop. You can check that out. I also have children's books that I've written and illustrated myself and published. I wrote those like 13 years ago. I still have paintings for sale. And if you're ever on the island of Oahu, then watch out for my workshops. I'm going to be doing like a fashion design workshop because I love fashion so much. A little kids, kind of an entrepreneurial program where I want to teach kids, and I've done this for a few kids, but I want to do like more groups of kids where I teach them how to take their talent and turn it into a business, and to teach them how to be an entrepreneur at an early age. So there's that, and a sticker making workshop. Oh my God, what else? All kinds of things. I can do a paint and sip thing for your business, your family, your birthday party. And then I do face painting as well. I've been doing face painting for like 16 years professionally. I've done it all over the world, and I'm actually going to be going to a huge event this weekend. It's really fun. So yeah, you can check out my face painting page as well. Anyway, Dash and I are going to say bye, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Bye.